Hi, I'm Tony Spine of Hillside Christmas Tree Farm. Today we're going to do some shearing on our spruce. These are the trees that we opened up this year. Closer toward this way is the second year they've been open. As you get closer to the orange fence, we opened up a new field this year. So we've already sheared all the trees that we've kind of reserved for future years. So we're just going back through this time to prune the trees that are left from the season. So a lot of these are, ones that customers didn't choose. So spending more time making sure that the tops are good and nice and full, shorten up the leaders, promote some density if needed, is kind of an important thing to do right now. One thing to note is a few years ago you saw how much damage we had from white pine weevil. We got the traps out this past spring a year ago, and we really had a good control of our insecticide, and we did not see the damage that we've seen in the past. So that is fantastic. There still are a little bit of damage, but not compared to what we've seen in the years past. That's really good. All right, so tools we're going to use the knife. Might need the maybe 2-foot pole pruner for some of these taller ones, but should be able to get away with just the hand pruners. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. It's more than I thought. I was hoping there would be a little bit less because I was doing this for earlier and hands are a little tired. So, spruce sales, that was pretty consistent at about like 30% of our, every 10 fir, 3 spruce would go through, and it's pretty consistent to see that. This was also our first year opening up the baby blue wonder. I like those. They are a little bit more expensive than the normal Colorado blues. They are still a Colorado blue, just like a baby blue. They're really consistent in color. In the videos you've seen in the spring, they really stand out, really shine. I like them a lot, and I think about every new one went of those, and maybe we had a couple that were maybe touching 9. I think these were planted in, I can't remember. I can't remember when we started planting over here. I'll have to get you back on that one. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. I want you to follow along, and we'll get set up. All right. So we got some big fat trees because this one probably had the weevil damage a couple years ago. And that's how they recover. They just get big. Tell you one thing I do not want on the farm are big spruce. I will intentionally grow, and I am working on intentionally growing tall trees, but I do not want tall spruce. They get heavy, stumps get big. Stumps get big with grand too. Learned that this year. 8-foot trees got about some of them have like a 10-inch stump. Oh, and spruce smell nice too, but I don't know, just big, bushy, stiff. We don't have a way to really bale them. So if you want a tall tree, it's going to be a spruce, or a fir, sorry, not a spruce. So, we see that we have weeds probably kind of killed off the bottom branches, so we cut those up. Encouraging the people to kind of top the tree where they want. These trees were probably all priced per foot. So if they wanted to high cut them, that's fine. These trees will get probably marked down next year. Being this is kind of the 3rd year cutting for them. And we're just gonna do 2 rows at a time here. That's a big fat spruce. All right, we're getting the Black Hill. Just kind of touch it up. Cutting a little, some of the old growth, but it's all right. This was also before we started basil pruning. We're going to keep the leaders short here. This one, good shape. Black Hills like to put on a real long leader early in their rotation, kind of get an empty top. I've been trying to leave longer ones, so that's not helping. So I'm not quite worried about, you know, double leaders, triple leaders. Right now I want this tree to sell this year. So if I cut all that out, I'll have a pretty kind of a big hole in the tree. The customer more than likely isn't even going to see that because this is all going to kind of fill in. So I'm not worried about it at this stage, just late in the rotation. So you have to think of this term for this, right? I have corrective shearing. You know, Dan and I refer to light shearing, heavy shearing. This one is make the tree sellable shearing, because all this spring it's going to grow. We want it to be a nice uniform. Now we're getting into the Serbians, a little kind of droopy. Again, there's so much weevil damage in here, who knows. And we did sell some of them. Oh, I'll take the top off. Got rid of some for someone making grave blankets, because they do have a nice color, dark green, silver underside. Do all this by hand. It's hard once you get that weevil, right? You got everything that wants to become in charge. Set you back several years. Here's one that had some weevil damage even this year. Right? Again, not in the world because there's so much support. Yeah, who knows where that guy's going? Yikes. We'll say that one's not going to be a Christmas tree. Classic. Oh, no. Stay on the target. Somebody's just getting too big. Like, I don't feel like dealing with that. So one of the bad things I just did right there is hacked at that tree and damaged my pruning knife. Good job, Tony. Should have just flagged it or just left it. Big reason I didn't want that one to be harvested, I wanted to mark it, it's because that one branch coming out of the center, who knows what that would look like cut. So this one probably, last year maybe I left the leader too long, but I mean that's only 14 inches, which isn't crazy, just a little thin on top. So we'll bring it all in, and we're definitely into that first open. This is all the blue wonders in this gap here. Probably those Serbians were where the rope was Christmas 23. We've opened up this area here, Blues, Black Hill, and then we see our rope and our fencing there for trees that we will open up this season in 26. That's this one here. Probably not worth saving. One here, not much of a leader, so I'll really bring it in. Give it one. That should be good. That we're going to let go. One thing I wish I would have checked before I really started getting into this is that I had my rubber bands, because this would be a good one to kind of bring over a little bit. So, you know, do a better job. Check your pack. All right, so while we're here, we'll talk about our fencing, right? So we rope off the field, and these are all going to be opened up 20 this Christmas. Right, we're going to open up all these blues. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 to here. So that 14 is probably like 7 Black Hills and 7 Serbians. Right here we do have some Serbians. This was the last year we planted Serbian. So the fence will probably go down here, and we'll open up all that next year. These are all, you know, what, 5 to 6, so hopefully next year, this season that they grow up a little bit more, and we're right in our window. So line right here, all nice and shape. We see that how well this fence works at controlling where people are cutting. Even when we're processing trees, people are looking over and going, man, you got some nice trees for next year. And yeah, it's great. And then they see that. They know what to expect when they come and visit. So that's fantastic. All right, there's my little rant. So you have to consider how you're going to manage your inventory. Otherwise, you're going to have just trees scattered throughout your property. It's going to be very difficult to cultivate them, in my opinion. So Give some thought to that too. I don't know what happened to this guy. Looks like, I don't know if they were decided to be cone reproductive buds. Gotta see what happens this year, but the whole thing is pretty empty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of all those blues, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 remain. I'll bring in the butt a little bit, bottom here. Yeah, I think that fence was like right here. Right here is where the split was between Christmas 23, Christmas 24. Here we are, Serbian. Just gonna straighten up the top. Some of these things just aren't even gonna cut it. We are done planting Serbians. The plan, which we've been doing since 2020, is 200 blues, 200 black hills, 400 spruce a year, between I don't know, around 2,000 to 2,500 for every year, and I think that is just fine for me. Weevil damage on this guy. Maybe we'll clear out the Serbians this year before the season and use them for that, give them to my friend for grave blankets again. Because they're huge. They're huge. They're fat. And damage throughout the top. Ooh, too much. So when that happens, you just gotta take everything else in a little bit, even it out. Oh, wonderful. Well, I didn't get all the spruce done, but there's still some time. It's only February, and I have until, April until they really start growing. So I'll come back and I'll finish the rest of them. Hand got a little too tired, and I was starting to make some bad swings, and it's better just to stop than, try to push it too hard. So I'll finish those up, and yeah, I think we're gonna leave the Serbians and probably cull them, get them out of the field, and yeah. And then future planning, spruce is going to get moved across the way. We still have 3 or 4 years kind of down that row, down that line as we get into some of the future planning. So, all right, well, got some snow, got some work done today. It's wonderful. So, all right, thanks for watching.